Hey there, Prometheus and Giger or Geiger fans. This is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at NECA's Prometheus Deacon action figure. This just came out in their 2013 line, and I think this is Wave 2 of Prometheus. And this is the kind of, what do they call it, proto-xeno, I think, at one point. But basically, if you haven't seen the movie, spoilers, this guy shows up at some point. I won't say much more than that, but very cool clamshell packaging, same as they've been doing. Same design and everything as David there on the back. If we can see the different credits here. Sculpt is Jason Fraley, David Silva, Thomas Gwynn, Paint, John Mordell, and Jeffrey Trapp again. Very busy guys over there in NECA. Very cool. The Wayland Corp logo down there on the bottom. Back. Well, they've got a bio for him, so I guess if you want to find out something and you haven't watched the movie, you know, you're about to. So hopefully you guys can make all that out. I don't want to get too close, but very nice shot of the figure there. Cross cells at the bottom. Usual, typical NECA fare. Very cool. Let's get this guy out of the package because I'm interested to see how his articulation works. Here's Deacon out of packaging, and he comes with this very nice stand. So if you want to pose him on his tiptoes like he was in the movie, you know, sort of like hindquarters type legs, you can do so. And what's neat is they actually have sculpted sort of bracers to help hold him upright, so he's not just balancing there of his own accord like on McFarlane's releases. So that was very smart on NECA's part, kind of help him stay up so he doesn't just tip over every chance he gets. So in addition to Deacon, you get the engineer, the fossilized engineer head, and if you remember from the movie, they do get it open, so you can open it, and inside you've got the ancient head. Very, very cool. It does not crumble and turn to dust or anything like that, so bummer. The bottom of it, very detailed. Everything is very, very detailed. They did a great job at kind of recreating that fossilized ancient look. Very, very neat. Inside, there's not much to look at or anything. It's just designed to fit the head. But the outside is very nicely painted. Did a great job with the segmented elephant-looking snout there. Very, very cool. Great job. Lots of browns and like kind of deep grays. Very cool. And that does fit over the head very easily. It doesn't like lock into place or anything, but it fits on there very nicely. So very cool. I dig that. And you also get a pair of vagina snakes, as I like to call them. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what the Geiger name is or what people are calling them, but they are vagina snakes. That's a fact. This one's got a closed end on it, and this one is the open, like, cobra-headed end. Very cool. And they are bendy. They've got a wire, as you can see the holes here that run through them. So if you wanted to put them on the ground and lay them up like that, you can. They're not really wide enough, I can set that back a little further, to kind of stand up on their own. I mean, maybe if you work with them for a while, you can kind of get it to do it. But I imagine it's going to be pretty difficult to actually get them to stand because they're just, you know, they're going to suffer under their own weight. The wire in them will hinder them. So neat little extras. I mean, you can wrap them around Fifield or whoever you want to. Well, it wasn't Fifield they attacked. The other guy, the guy from Shaun of the Dead, whose name I can't remember in real life or in the movie. So yeah, they're pretty cool accessories, but the main attraction for this is definitely going to be Deacon himself, who looks very, very nice. They've got a lot of the sort of black goo that came off of him when he first did what he did in the movie. I'm trying to keep it spoiler-free if I can, although even having him here is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen the movie, sorry, you should have by now. But yeah, the black, I don't know what you want to call it, primordial ooze that's on his back and everything looks very, very nice. He's got kind of a glossy look to him all over. There's a great detail in the head. You see the lines going back. Very, very cool. The shape of the head obviously meant to mimic sort of the original xenomorph or alien look. Nice, like, sort of stretched striations in the skin. Very, very nicely done. The detail-wise, this figure is absolutely extraordinary. Got the rib cage here. kind of sinews in the hips there. Very, very cool. Everything is just outstanding. And of course, peg holes on the bottom of the feet to work with the stand. Hands are like long and creepy looking. I really, really dig it. Yeah, very, very nice action figure. Like, absolutely fantastic. And, you know, he can stand upright and stuff. He just looks really cool like this. But for some reason, this figure completely fails itself as an action figure. And I don't know if NECA is using a new factory or what, but that same problem we ran into with David, where his joints were backwards in his elbows, we run to all over this figure. And it completely destroys his articulation. The worst offender being the shoulders, but we'll start out by showing the head. Head is on a great ball joint. It goes really far back, really, really far forward. You know, you've got great tilt action, whatever you want, swivel, you know, great action in the head. The jaw is separate there. You see, you can kind of pull it outward, sort of like that. And then the inner jaw, like the inner upper jaw, I guess, is supposed to lift up, but I don't know if mine's blocked or what. It just wants to kind of... It's really hard to get a hold of because this thing slides into the head. So when you pull it out and you kind of try to grab onto it, it keeps just wanting to push the jaw back into the head. So not the best design on that anyway, but it makes it really hard, and I feel like all I'm doing is scraping paint off if I try to pull it out with my fingernail. So mostly I'm probably just going to leave it like that, which looks kind of goofy, like derp. But you know, that's what it is. But yeah, shoulders, absolute worst part of this action figure. I have no idea who greenlit this, but it was a terrible mistake. Shoulders are hinges. That's it. There is no forward swivel action on these at all. You see that? Nothing. There's a hinge. That's it. See that? Arms can go out to the sides. That's it. Nothing else. No idea who would have approved that at NECA. NECA, of all companies, who have really come to understand the importance of articulation and good articulation in the last few years. I have no idea how that happened. But on top of that, it seems like they just got the joint reversed, because he does have swivels at the shoulders, but it's almost like the joint is reversed. Like the peg should have gone into the shoulder, and then the swivel would have been right here, so you could rotate there, and then, you know, no swivel in the actual bicep, because you should have correct swivels here. But here, again, just like on David, we have the hinge, which gets about 90 degrees, but the swivel is in the forearm. So even any action you could have gotten by, you know, like by having this completely limited, maybe you could have saved something by having the arms be able to rotate outwards like a bicep swivel. No. I'm completely blown away. I have no idea what they were smoking when they approved this, but ball jointed wrists, very nice range of motion there. Very cool. They did a great job. Ball jointed midsection actually has a very nice range. So if I can move his hand out of the way. Forward pretty far. Back goes back very far to where he's almost completely upright. So you can see it's got a nice range there. Side to side is very good. And of course there's swivel action there. Sorry about the camera. Got double ball jointed legs, so great action in the legs. Nothing to hinder. They can't go back super far because of the behind muscle skeletal sculpt there. But, you know, not too bad. Again, the legs are fail because they were designed backwards again. The swivel is on the bottom half instead of the top, so you can't turn the legs outward. It's a little less problematic on the hips because they are on that ball jointed system, because you can actually rotate at the hip itself, which is very nice. But still, I'm just curious how they managed to get all these joints backwards. So there is a swivel at the bottom. What's really great about the hinge, though, is that it's designed as a double hinge. So this leg goes way back. So awesome, awesome range on that. And then ball jointed feet, you know, pretty nice range on those. You get some, you know, in and out and stuff. Very nice. I mean, you can actually stand this guy up if you're careful with how you do it. The biggest problem is just that his shoulders can't move right. So he can stand up on his own. But the shoulders are absolutely ridiculous. Just absurd as an action figure. despite being a huge NECA fan, and believe me when I say huge, I mean huge, like I love everything NECA does, I cannot recommend this action figure to action figure fans. If you're a hardcore Prometheus fan or a hardcore Alien fan and you really just want the Deacon, I understand, do your thing. If you want a really great action figure, this is not the figure for you. This figure falls short in the most fundamental ways of articulation. Sculpt-wise, fantastic, but the action is not in the figure. If you can only move the arms out to the side, what are you doing? It looks neat, but it's not an action figure. Like, it's just not good enough. I'll just say it. It's just phoned in, not well done. Somebody had to have misunderstood a memo somewhere, and it's a real shame, because this figure looks extraordinary. So I'll get this guy in here, so you kind of get a look at him. So you see, Deacon's actually really large. If you were to stand him completely upright, I mean, he'd probably be almost as tall as the engineer there. Sorry if I'm moving the camera a lot. I wanted to reach over and grab the other vagina monster from the movie, just so you can kind of get an idea how big he is compared to that, because they do have a little bit of a relationship. But, yeah. As far as a figure goes, just being a figure, he is really outstanding. It's the part about him being an action figure where he's let down, or lets us down. And that's just a total bummer. Yeah, sorry guys. I'd be glad to answer any questions you have about him. Maybe people out there will like him a lot better than I do, but for me, he's a huge missed opportunity. From the chest down, he's pretty awesome. They could have made some better decisions there, articulation-wise, but for the most part, he works. He looks great. It's from the neck to the shoulders where everything is just destroyed. It's just horrible. And I cannot say enough how much of a mistake that was by NECA and how nobody caught it. There's no way that they designed those things on purpose to move that way. I just won't believe that. Until Randy Falk comes to my house and tells me that, I won't believe it. So, anyway, thanks guys for watching. Like I said, I can't really recommend the figure unless you're a huge Prometheus or Xenomorph fan. Yeah. But any questions you have, I'd be glad to answer. If you'd like to subscribe, I am planning on doing more NECA reviews. The more I get in, the more I'll do. I love reviewing NECA products in particular, but products in general. So thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.